Hi everyone, thanks for joining the session today. Let's wait a while more for everyone to stroll in, maybe about 2 more minutes before we get started at about 4:01. We are waiting for everyone to join us before we get started. Meanwhile, if you have any questions already, please feel free to drop them down in the chat box or the Q&A box and we will assist to reply them. Okay, hi everyone. Thanks for being on time. Maybe let us wait maybe another minute for more people to stroll in. As I can see, there are a few more participants joining. After that, we'll get started in a few seconds. Okay, I think we'll just get started first. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us again. Welcome to our webinar on sourcing from Indonesia and selection methodologies. I'm Ethan, account manager at Amazon Global Selling, covering Amazon North America marketplaces. Together with me in this session, we have Margarita, founder of Yes Trade and Stacia, partner of Dorosia and Yes Global, who will share with you some tips to sourcing products in Indonesia. So do take note that this session will be recorded and we will be sending you a follow-up email after this webinar with the recording link so that you'll be able to watch the session again on demand. So don't worry if you miss any of the tips or any of the notes, you'll be able to watch it after that. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, feel free to jot them down in a Q&A box and my colleagues Abel and Reen will help to answer it throughout this entire session. Okay, maybe let us quickly get started. So for today's session, we will take you through an introduction to Amazon Global Selling for those that did not attend the previous sourcing webinar series. Thereafter, I will share more about the Amazon bestsellers, Amazon Opportunity Explorer, selection guidance, and then I will pass on my time to our guest speakers here from Yes Trade and Yes Global to share more on tips to source products from Indonesia. And lastly, our Q&A segment. So today we'll be covering a really popular topic that many of you have been requesting for as we dive even deeper into the shopping trends of US customers and to learn how we can identify best sellers on Amazon.com through our tools such as Amazon Product Opportunity Explorer as well as selection guidance. And hopefully this will inspire you for your next product launch on Amazon.com. So let's start off with a brief introduction to Amazon Global Selling. Amazon's mission is to be Earth's most customer-centric company, and SMEs and individual sellers like yourself are important to this mission. Our goal is for Amazon to be a place where customers can find and buy everything, and you are helping us get there. So why Amazon? We have three key differentiating factors. So by selling on Amazon, you can actually gain access to a global consumers all around the world. We have over 300 million worldwide active customer accounts, 200 million over Prime members, and also million of enterprise and institutional buyers. So what differentiates Amazon is our global presence. You can sell across the world and reach customers in North America, such as the US, to Europe, such as France, Germany, UK, and more. And also Asia, such as Japan, India, Australia, and Singapore. So for today's session, we'll be focusing more on the selection on the US store and also known as Amazon.com. So firstly, let me go through this new tool called Product Opportunity Explorer. So Product Opportunity Explorer is a tool for sellers to explore customer demand for new product ideas. You can use Product Opportunity Explorer to understand what are all the Amazon customer searches, their consumer purchasing behavior to help you understand what is the demand or like potential of this particular category or particular ASIN whenever you wish to launch a new product. So all these data are actually up to date and accurate based on the customer needs and current ones. So I'll be going through that in a bit and the demo. You'll be able to find your new product niche. And also more importantly, if you already have a selling account, you can try accessing this tool already via the QR code. Currently, this tool is only for existing seller, but we are trying to roll it out more broadly around mid-2020. So you can look out for this tool after you have registered for your selling account. Meanwhile, if you do not have access yet and if you are interested, you may send an email to opportunity-explorer-request@amazon.com. Don't worry if you are missing any of this information. We will be sharing the recording link in a follow-up email, so you'll be able to scan the QR code and send an email after this session. So firstly, how does Product Opportunity Explorer work? So whenever people want to buy things online, typically they will type in the keywords of the product they wish to purchase. And this is one of the best way to understand what the current customer wants and what are their demand in real time. So Amazon actually collate and combine all these search terms, group them together along with some of the top click products and segment them into product niche. So for instance, you can see like the stainless steel water bottle, BPS free water bottle. These are the different niche that you'll be able to find out. So through these search terms, we are also able to find out what the popular selection they are wanted by customers at this point of time. We'll also be able to find out the gap between what customer want and what we do not offer. And this actually gives you the opportunity to launch new product in this particular category. So we have a series of data. They are accessible via Product Opportunity Explorer to allow sellers like yourself to understand what are the hottest product categories currently, and also basically allows you to launch the new in-demand product. So this is how the Product Opportunity Explorer works. There will be a search bar. There will be a place where you can browse and filter by all the categories and criteria you may want to set. Also, you'll be able to select the example niche and view top search volume niche related to your selling categories, as you can see in the slide here. So if you have access to it, you can log into Seller Central and start using this tool. Otherwise, you may wish to request for early access via the email that I shared earlier in earlier slides, which you can find and reach out to the relevant personnel after this session. So this is how the expanded view of the search bar actually look like. You'll actually be able to compare the different niche by the different search term, the search volume growth, units sold, number of top click products, average price. These are very, very insightful matrix per product, as you can see in the slide. It's a little small, but when you relook at the recording, you can actually zoom in to see. So you'll be able to search for niche when you actually have a specific product idea in mind. You want to see what are the related customer needs. So you can search, for instance, like water bottle, then you'll see like a list of like niche that are available, some of the insights to help you determine whether this is a category you wish to sell in the future. So all this unit sold data is also based on when customers purchase products after entering a particular search term in this niche. So let's say when they are on Amazon.com, they search for water bottle, and when they purchase that, that's the unit sold data. Also, it also includes the top products that are cumulatively that have received more than 80% of clicks after customers actually enter any search term in this niche as well. Yeah. So this is an expanded view of the browse and filter tool. So alternatively to search, where you can just key in what are your product niche, you can actually use the browse and filter tool to filter down to the particular category you want to look at. You can select your category or even subcategory. You can set like a minimum or maximum for a range of criteria, for instance, the search volume within the last 90 or 360 days, the search volume percentage change within the last 90 or 360 days, the number of units sold, number of top click products, and also its average price, so that it'll help you plan for your pricing strategy as well. So all these results can be shown based on your set criteria, so it's really flexible. You can use this browse and filter tool when you're exploring within a particular category. You're not sure what to sell, or let's say if you have a specific criteria but you want to explore what are all the available selection you can sell in, you can use this particular tool. So this is an expanded view of the niche details. So each niche actually contains a detailed view, which includes like current products, top search terms, insights. So it also show you results within the time frame, such as real time, which is like the day you actually search for it, the last 90 days, the last 360 days. You'll be able to further use the Insight tab, as you can see number 3 over here, to further evaluate the performance of the niche over time, and also more statistics about the launch potential for new products. So over here in a particular tool, there will be this feature called the tooltip, where it helps you understand the definition of each of the matrix. Because some of you may not know what is the validation period or what this actually means. You can actually hover your mouse over each of the tooltip, and it will actually show you a blurb that helps you explain what this matrix actually means. There's also a data dictionary, which you can find in the help page over here. You'll be able to click through, we'll be able to send you this link in the follow-up email so that you can click through to have a look as well. So after you have discovered and like search for your particular niche with our browse and filter tool, or via like even our search bar, after you click into the particular niche you are looking at, you can actually rate our niche whether it's a good recommendation or not, so that we can actually take this feedback in to reevaluate this particular tool, because it's still new. Also, for instance, let's say after using this tool, you feel like you need more matrix for a particular niche in order to make your decision whether to launch in this particular category, you can actually request to see a matrix. However, this will also be dependent on how many requests are coming in to view this particular matrix for all of the seller as well. So this is not guaranteed, but we are always happy to receive feedback from all of you, as we are constantly trying to improve this product for you to successfully select the right product to sell on Amazon. So how can you find the Opportunity Explorer? Apart from the QR code that I just sent earlier on, you can actually try navigating to this web page, sellercentral.amazon.com/opportunity-explorer after this call. There's also a help page which explains further what OX is actually about. Also, you can also provide feedback if you have access to this tool. These data are also updated at the beginning of every week, and new niche are refreshed at the beginning of every month. So rest assured that all these data are updated as much as possible for you to make the most informed choice at each month you intend to launch a new product. So some of you, if you are not able to access OX, make sure that you are logging into your Seller Central account with your primary account. So what this means is the account that you use to register for your Seller Central. So you will only be able to log into Product Opportunity Explorer with your main Seller Central account credentials. Also, if you wish to give secondary users, that means additional users in let's say, for instance, your company to access this particular tool, you can actually do so under settings and user permission to add more permissions to them. So everything, you can review this after this call. Don't worry, we'll be sending the recording after this session so that you'll be able to review this. Here are some of the anecdotes that we have collected by some of our early users based in the US. Yeah, as you can see on the screen, it has been really helpful for all of them. All this data has helped them make a better pricing strategy and also selection decisions. Next, I also want to go through one of this tool which is available for all new sellers, which is the Amazon Selection Guidance new product. So sellers have selection recommendations from Amazon. We'll find this particular card in your Seller Central homepage with the name Add New Product. This indicates a number of high demand product and recommendation, and also like category insights that is identified for you in the marketplace. You can actually click into this card to view the detailed selection recommendation page. So over here, as you can see in the interface under new product, all these new product recommendations will be customized to whatever active offers you have currently in the marketplace or across different marketplace link accounts. So all these ASINs present in the marketplace are ASINs with high demand and low offer depth. So if you are a new seller, these recommendations might not be relevant to some of the active offers that you have. It may be more generic recommendations. But over here, you'll still be able to see a list of recommendations for you. Let's say if you're unsure of what category you wish to sell in, here is like a starting point you may wish to look at. We do also have like a filter tool where you'll be able to filter all these categories or ASINs but based on their opportunity score, and so that you'll be able to select the product with the highest potential to succeed on Amazon. All these selection are also grouped so that you'll be able to remove the filters without having to scroll all the way down to like untick all the boxes. Yeah. Also, after, let's say, you have filtered down to like a list of products you want, or let's say a few categories that you wish to explore in, you can actually download the full product list. So this product list actually supports advanced offline analysis so that you'll be able to do your own further research after that. We do have an advanced research tab as well on the right hand side, as you can see circled in the red box. So this page actually allows you to research into the categories further where you wish to expand into. All these filters are also ranked by demand and also offer that score to help you guide to which category has like the highest potential. There are also demand indicators at the bottom over here to help you understand what is the demand distribution, what is the return to ratio, what is the search to purchase ratio over the different time period, so that you'll be able to know whether this product actually will be able to potentially sustain the demand throughout the entire year, whether it's more of a seasonal product, so that you'll be able to plan your launch accurately throughout the entire year. However, something to note is that we'll highly recommend sellers to quickly launch your product nevertheless in around March and April, because typically Prime Day is coming soon. So we'll highly recommend you to launch soon so that you'll be able to prepare in advance and ramp up your ASINs or products in time before Prime Day. Yeah. So when you scroll down to other sections, you'll be able to view all the offer and selection matrix, which consists of like star ratings, how many sellers are actually selling in this category, how many ASINs or products are existing, and how many offers are there per ASIN. You'll be able to see all the top product features that are ranked by the most purchased. As you can see, all these matrix that you can see over here will be what will be available. And also you'll be able to export custom product configuration for you to analyze further as well, like the product list that I explained in earlier slide. Again, so all these tools are additional data that will be able to help you determine whether this particular product is actually high in demand in Amazon or not. However, we'll still advise you, let's say if you want data in real time, you can head on to all these landing pages that we have on Amazon.com, bestsellers, new releases, movers and shakers, most wished for, and gift ideas, so that you'll be able to find out what is the hottest item in real time. So all these data are mostly updated by hour or even daily for you to find out. So lastly, before I hand over my time, I would like to go through some of the tips on product selection. So firstly, the products that are typically small and light products, primarily in, let's say, cosmetic, personal care, and kitchen items category, tend to have higher repeat buying or purchases by shoppers. Sellers like yourself will then be also have lesser pressure in terms of like working capital, because if let's say there are higher repeat purchases, you'll tend to have like you'll be able to sell out your inventory faster. And these categories are also more stable. Also, secondly, you may wish to tap into advantages of your own supply chain. So depending on yourself, whether you're an individual seller or let's say if you already have a business, you may want to further liaise with your supplier to focus on a product where you can lower its cost. So by lowering your cost, you'll be able to fight for a higher profit margin when you list actually in Amazon.com. And also usually profit-making products typically originates from two different aspects. So firstly, they must be a niche product. And secondly, they must have high unit price. High unit price meaning it must have a higher selling price. So if you have higher selling price, when you factor in all the Amazon selling costs or your referral fee, let's say if you do FBA, as well as let's say if you run advertising, you'll still be able to earn a decent profit margin. And also third, we also advise you to consider high value for money products that are relatively heavy in demand. So this is kind of like relevant to tip 2 as well. Try to choose products that have higher selling price if you wish to have a huge profit margin, and also products technically with higher quality but mid-range prices, then again, are also more popular among shoppers. So do your research first before you decide on which product to sell. After that, do look through maybe our first webinar on selection methodology, on pricing strategy, to help you strategize and plan for your pricing more effectively. So all this recording from our earlier webinars will be sent to you in the follow-up email. So don't worry, you'll be able to view all the previous sourcing webinar series as well. And fourth, we will advise sellers like yourself to focus on more non-seasonal product so that the demand won't be affected regardless of external circumstances. So you'll be kind of like, and you'll be able to help protect your sales throughout the entire year, regardless of whether there are external forces that kind of like affect your brand growth or your product needs. So such products that you can look at are basically daily necessities you may want to research further into. And lastly, we will advise you to innovate existing product, or let's say develop new designs that are targeted at the current market environment, so that you'll be able to meet the market demand. So do a quick search on the news to see what are the current circumstances in the US, and maybe take a quick look at third-party websites such as Statista to view all the category demands. All these have been gone through in the first webinar as well. So do look through the very first few webinars again after this webinar session as well to review that. Yeah. So with that, I think I will conclude my time for now, and I'll be passing on my time to Margareta and Stacia to go through sourcing from Indonesia.
Thank you, Ichen.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get right into it. So thank you everyone for joining us today. I'm Stacy and my partner is Margareta. And both of us are from Indonesia, but we've been all over the world, sort of. We have our universities from China as well. So yes, we have some experience in importing and exporting from a different kind of parts of the world. So today, thank you, Amazon, for inviting us to be your guest speakers. Our topic for today is sourcing from Indonesia. Just a quick side note, this document and the contents that we will share is from our side and does not represent the views or advice from Amazon. And so Amazon shall not be liable whatsoever in connection with the use of the information. So thank you again. I will start. Okay, so from our end, we will introduce to you ourselves and also a couple of products that you can source from Indonesia, as well as not just the process of sourcing, but also the challenges that you might face and how both of us can help you to tackle that difficulties. So as you can see on the screen, this is actually a picture of Mount Bromo, one of our most famous mountains here from Indonesia. So why I chose the picture is it's not just that it's close to both of our hometowns, but also because Indonesia is really famous for their nature and also different kinds of sceneries as well. So we have a lot of varieties of products. And because we have a lot of sources, natural sources, the price of the products are usually pretty cheap. So to introduce myself, my name is Stacia Cristanto, or you can just call me Stacy. I'm a partner of Dorosior, which is a scent business, and also Yes Global, which is a language center. And I do nonprofit organizations for mental health through Youth Listener. So I founded my scent business with my partner since 2020, during the pandemic started. I've been joining my family business for exporting oak furniture since I was in junior high, mainly to Europe, Germany, and Netherlands. And also I co-founded Yes Global together with Margareta for helping people to learn different languages. And I worked in multinational pharmaceutical industry before as a medical, in which I learned about transporting pharmaceutical products and also making it available for patients. I get my education from a medical background in Suzhou University in China. And then right now I'm enrolled in Master of Psychology Science at Maranatha Christian University here in Indonesia. So yes, I come from a really diverse background with a really diverse experience, but I think this is why Margareta and I was able to meet a lot of people from different backgrounds and understanding different products and how they work in the businesses. So I will send over to Margareta to introduce herself.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Margareta Yusulka Zubakti. You can call me Lucy. Now I'm working as founder and CEO of Your Trip. Before I worked as supply chain in one of multinational companies. I finished my Master of Science from Yangon University in China in Business Administration major. Like that. Okay. Let us introduce our company, YesTrip. YesTrip is an international trading company. We started in Jakarta 2019. We provide easy, simple, transparent, and trusted business service. Our service focus on sourcing goods and then purchasing, payment, and then shipping goods from China to Indonesia. However, since 2021, we started to export from Indonesia to global. Since now there is more and more good quality product and suppliers from Indonesia. And then export regulation getting easier and get a lot of support from government. We hope there will be a lot of business that can help processing, purchasing, and shipping from Indonesia to do. Next. Sourcing from Indonesia is our talk about today. We will talk about three things. First, we will talk a brief introduction about Indonesia, and then we will explain about Indonesian situation and our culture. The second part, we will talk why sourcing from Indonesia. We will give you advice good product to be sourced from Indonesia, and then you can sell it in our store. The last part, we will let you know simple procedures step by step to start sourcing from Indonesia to sell in Indonesia. Okay, as you can see, this is our map Indonesia. As you can see in picture, we have a lot of islands. Our island total around is 17,500. And we have a wide ocean, which means we also have a lot of marine resources. As you can see on picture, we have a beautiful scenery, and obviously we have abundance of natural resources, both renewable and unrenewable. Indonesia archipelago is a pivotal rising hub in Southeast Asia, and then our population now is over 270 million, fourth largest in the world. Why source from Indonesia? Because Indonesia is the world's largest archipelago in the world and have wide ocean. So that's why Indonesia offers tremendous resource. We have a fortress with very abundant natural resource. Separated by the sea, each island has their own language, custom, and way of life. Depend on natural resource in their area, they have various way of earning money. So this which make Indonesia is very rich of uniqueness. Indonesia also have a mid quality and competitive product. We are a tropical country which has a lot of good homegrown products. In agriculture products, our products as coconut, rubber, coffee, tobacco, cocoa already got big knowledge from the world for the quality and the quantity of the product. By the government support, Indonesia now also being a giant industrial. Many international businesses have selected Indonesia as a same country or as location to establish manufacturing hubs. They choose Indonesia because Indonesia regulation is getting simply and easier. There is also a lot of new policy giving a lot of benefits. Indonesia now is also in demographic bonus period with around 67% population are in productive age. Indonesia young generation have a better education and facility to improve their self-quality with respect to increasing in quality of human resources. Financially now, labor resource in Indonesia also cheaper than China. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Margareta. So we have a lot of different varieties products from Indonesia. The most obvious one are arts, crafts, and sewing. So as you know, this I chose this picture because this bag is really easy to make here in Indonesia. It costs less than $5, but it will sell around $30 to $35 in the US. So as you know, that's why Indonesia offers a lot of products to be exported because we have a really competitive price, and even our human labor price is really cheaper than China right now. So that's why a lot of our arts and crafts are being exported to the Western countries. And another thing about art is, as you know, the most famous island from Indonesia, I guess it's Bali, which has its own culture and its own certain attraction. So like a painting from Bali that will cost around 10 US dollars here in Indonesia, you can sell it 10 or 20, 15 times over in the Western countries as well. And with that, Because sewing is really easy and it's cheap in Indonesia, we have a lot of cheap baby products, especially baby clothes. We have a lot of linens here from Indonesia. So we make a lot of really comfortable baby clothes for a cheaper price, and then you can sell it with your own brand over in the Western countries. And also not just clothes, but also the wooden baby toys. It's also really cheap here, and you can accustom it to any kind of shapes that you want, and then you can sell it there. Another third major product that are currently in the hot topics these days is the beauty and personal care. So Indonesia in the past 3 to 4 years has seen a growth, a big growth in the skincare and cosmetics industry. And everyone is now selling cheap skincare with high quality, such as, for example, a bottle of like retinols. If you're familiar with that, it only costs you around $7 here, in which you will never find a $7 retinol in the US or in the EU. So right now, the skincare and cosmetics games are in a hot zone. And we even have some companies that you can start with around $150 to get 100 products of a certain type. You can accustom the ingredients from the product. They will make the product for you, and you can use your own brand, and you can also request specific packaging. It only started with 150 US dollars, which is really cheap. So I think with these top 3 products, you can easily sell in Amazon as well, because they're easy to find. They're little products and they will cost really small price. And sorry. Okay, so for the middle size to big size company, in Indonesia, these 3 tops are the most cheaper price in here. So the first one is textiles and garments. As you know, big brands like H&M, Zara, Uniqlo, Adidas, they make their clothes and shoes here because it's cheap for the textiles and it costs a lot of really cheap for human labor. So even in our capital city in Jakarta, we have a specific market for like 10 to 20 buildings just for textiles. And then the second one is shoes. As you know, like Converse, they also make most of their shoes from Indonesia as well, because we have a big shoe company. So it's gonna be easy for you to find cheap shoes here that you can sell. And then the third one is leather. We in Java Island, we even have some parts in Central Java in which the main income for the citizens there is selling leather products, such as a boot, shoes boot. It will cost around maybe 20 US dollars only. And then you can sell that for $200 and $250 in the Western countries. So that's why I think from Indonesia, with textiles, garments, shoes, and leather, this has been here for a long time, and it will continue to be a cheap product. And last but not least is our tropical part of Indonesia that will give you a unique variety of products. So as you know, my family started our business in the oak industry. So we sell wood products and furnitures from Indonesia to Germany and Netherlands. And why they wanted a lot of our products and furnitures is because oak is a really good quality wood that you cannot get in the Western countries. And then you get a really specific designs and intricate details here. And then the furnitures that you sell will look tropical, and it really suits the summers there in the Western that you cannot get from their local companies. And then the second one is our spices, coffee, and tea. So other than spices, we also have honey, which is really famous here, and it's really cheap. And another one is eucalyptus oil, and another local oils, essential oils, that is really a common product for us. So you can get it for a cheap price, and then you can also make it a high-end product over in the Western because they don't have the ingredients to make it. And then last but not least is our tropical products. If you want to sell tropical foods, tropical products such as durian, papaya, frozen foods. We also have it from here. So with this in mind, as you can see, we have a lot of varieties of products. And here in Yestrade and Yes Global, we can help you to connect with the supplier and choose and share our experience as well. So please drop in questions if you have. All right, now I'm gonna give it back to Margareta.
Okay, now let's talk about step-by-step sourcing. First step, we need to finding suppliers. And then this is one of the most important part of sourcing. We can find suppliers through online manufacturing association, trade show, or person in person. Let's discuss one by one. Next, please. Sourcing through website. We can looking for in the B2B platform, in the B2C platform, and social media platform. In B2B platform, we usually use intratrading.com and indonetwork.com. In B2B platform, MOQ supplier is larger. However, a lot of them already have a lot of experience and they already have business entity. B2C platform that we usually use is like the Tokopedia.com and Shopee.com. This is two biggest marketplace in Indonesia now. It is easy to do a transaction and have a lot of choices. You can buy in small quantity also. Social media platform, you can use Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Indonesia is one of the biggest social media user in the world. So basically, you can find any kind of supplier who you need in social media. So sourcing through manufacturing association. Every industry of manufacturing have their own association. For example, electrical manufacturer have APPI. And then for automotive industry, they have Gaikindo. And then for furniture industry, they have Asindo. You can contact industry association by scrolling in their website and then access their database. You can find up until 1,000 members and suppliers and information about their upcoming show. Next. Sourcing through manufacturers in Indonesia via trade show. Attending trade show is one of the best tools for building connection between suppliers and buyers. When you attend a trade show, it gives both parties to develop and building face-to-face connection. For me personally, building business offline connection feel better, especially for long-term business relationship. If you have opportunity to visit Indonesia, don't forget contact us. And then getting quotation. Getting quotation, when you ask them, you can ask about specific product that do you want, and then how many unit do you need, what kind of model, material, or quality do you want? Because like different quality, they also have different price. And then also volume and weight, outer, inner packaging, and then also factory location, because it will be related with shipping cost to the nearest port location. And then you can ask also factory capacity, so you can know about their daily production and then MOQ, and then how many days for lead time. Next. Calculate your margin. You can define your sales price and then count your total cost, shipping cost, tax, sales fee, storage fee, account for return, marketing, packaging, endorsement, and etc. Next. After that, you can get in product sample, a sample from several suppliers for several products. If you send one by one, it will be cost more, but it will be better if you work together with sourcing agents. Send your product in one address and then send it to your country together. And then choose the right supplier. After you receive your sample, you can choose supplier based on sample product. You can also consider how they respond your requirement and possibility and convenience if you work together long-term with them. When you work with Indonesian supplier, better ask direct questions and don't make them misunderstanding. And don't forget give them detailed explanation. And then do sampling and do paper sampling. After choose supplier that you think you can work together with them, please do more detailed sampling. Logo, packaging, color, size sampling. Do several sampling until you confident this project can launch in the market. After that, you can order it. In common to pay 30 until 15% down payment before factory closes goods. The rest usually paid before the goods and logistics warehouse. Okay, next, Tasia will continue.
Yes, so with that in mind, I think the biggest difficulty from sourcing from Indonesia is to find the right supplier because we have a lot of variety of products. So for each product, we also have a lot of suppliers. And most of our suppliers here from Indonesia are local suppliers. And if you want to find a cheap price, then you have to talk with local people, which sadly in Indonesia right now, not like Malaysia and Singapore, most of the citizens here still cannot speak in English. So that's why you need to learn about Bahasa, or you can ask our help as well. We can help you translate it with the supplier as well and help you contact with them. And then the second one would be cultural differences. This does not apply about just the products, but also the way the people work and also the procedures for each different parts of Indonesia, because Indonesia has 5 main islands. So some of the products may need to be shipped twice before it can go to your specific country. So the local shipping right now is doing better. We have a great logistic at the moment. It's pretty fast, it's pretty accurate, and there's a lot of private logistics as well that you can choose from. So the last one would be work ethic, because Indonesia has a different cultures for each island. So each island has different work ethics. So you need to know and you need to adapt as well, and also understand that, for example, in Bali, people tend to work pretty slow, while in Jakarta, our capital city, people tend to work really fast. So this kind of difference, even though we're still in one country, we have thousands of cultures, so we also have thousands of different work ethics. And I just would like to add, if you source products from Indonesia, you can actually, for example, you use a company that will give you a specific product and you use your own brand, you can ask the company usually to help you gain the local license, the national local license. We call it BPOM. BPOM is for food, cosmetic products, anything that you digest or anything that touches your skin. So such as coffee and spices and honey. Our national government has their own national license as well. And another thing that you can get from Indonesia is halal license. So with halal license, you can sell to halal countries where the majority of the citizens are Muslims. So yeah, this is the two I think also positive part about Indonesia is right now, even for the skincare and cosmetics, if you want to apply for the license, you can just apply it online and fill out the form and data, and you just wait for them to give you the license. That's all you need. So with that, I will close the presentation. I would like to remind everyone that the most important key in a successful sourcing is being able to find the right people. So if you want to contact us, you can approach us to website or Instagram at YesStraightID, or through email as well, yesstraight.id@gmail.com, or you can call us or contact us through WhatsApp for this number. I will give this contact to Amazon part so that when you receive the recording email, you will also receive our contact numbers. So yes, thank you, Ichen.
Thank you. Okay, so let me share my screen again. Okay, so before we move on to the Q&A section, just wanted to share with you guys, if you like this session and want to have this again, or do you have any feedback for us, do fill out like the survey form as you can see in the slide. It's about 2 or 3 questions. Let us know how you feel. Let us know what can we improve in, and I'll be sharing this internally as well. Next, also, if you haven't already followed us on our Facebook page, do follow us on Global Selling so that you'll be able to receive tips and advices. Regarding the links for Yes Trade and Yes Global, we'll be sharing it later on in the follow-up email, as well as all these survey links and Facebook pages so that all of you will have access to that. So maybe before we end this session, let us answer some of the key questions that are coming in. I think mainly is for both Stacia and Margareta, because a lot of people are keen on sourcing from Indonesia.
Yes.
So let me just kickstart with all these questions. Okay,
Sure.
let me see. Are we able to get a list of manufacturers in Indonesia where we can source for products to be sold in Amazon?
Yeah, I think it's better if you know what you want to sell first, because as I said before, we have thousands and different of products and millions of suppliers, and we also have different kind of manufacturers, whether it's from scratch or you want to buy the finished product or you want to rebrand. So I think it's better if you already have a quotation and you know what you're looking for.
Yeah. Okay. Next is also one of the popular question that has come out like multiple times for other sourcing webinars as well. So is there any insurance protection like what is available in Alibaba's trip assurance? So I would assume, let's say if they want to buy from Indonesian manufacturers or suppliers, they want some form of assurance that their products will be safe, will be of quality, will be exactly what they are, and of course they should receive it. Yeah.
Yes. We don't have any specific insurance. However, you can apply for specific insurance if you want. However, you have to agree with the supplier first and make an agreement, because every supplier have different demands as well. Yes.
Yeah.
And to add, I think as Yes Trade and Yes Global, we don't really do quality assurance for you unless you require it. So we can add a service for that. But our basic package is just to connect you with the supplier and help you to seal the deal, kind of thing. Yes, because the product quality is from the supplier ends. We can help you to choose the right supplier, but if there's any, dissatisfaction, then we can just relay the message to the supplier, but it's not on our part. Yeah.
It can
Okay.
help you to do quality assurance if you need it. But it will cost you more something.
Yeah.
Because like Indonesia is also very big, right? If our supplier is in the Kalimantan or in the Irian, we can help you to looking for the things and then also do inspection, but the fee is very high.
Yeah. Yeah. So to answer to most of you, I think actually a lot of them actually ask about quality assurance. So yes, they actually do. You can reach out to them after this call if you're keen, and they'll be able to help you source and also help you do quality assurance as well. So, okay, one of them actually asked, let me see over here instead. Are there any cost-effective or reliable freight forwarders to ship from Indonesia to US?
So obviously, we have several partners for good forwarder helping us to shipping from Indonesia to US.
Yeah. So if you really need, and if you are engaging them to help you do sourcing, you can actually reach out to them and they'll help you. They will be able to advise you further. So I think someone asked about spices, coffee, and tea. Do we need certification in order to sell on Amazon? So to this question, yes. If you wish to sell food items, you'll need a FDA cert. So you will need to apply for that before you are able to sell on Amazon. And there's another question on, are they able to purchase silk necktie and silk scarf in Indonesia?
Yes, we can find it for you, but actually, to be frank, if you want silk products, I think China is more famous for that.
Yeah, okay. So before you all decide to source from Indonesia, think of what category you wish to sell in. Then maybe you can reach out to them to see whether it's the best place to source from and proceed further. Yeah. Okay. So I think there are a lot of people asking about the Opportunity Explorer tool as well, or the selection guidance. So do take note that this Opportunity Explorer tool is currently still slowly rolling out to all sellers. So not all of you may have access yet, but there will be an email address which I will share in the follow-up email. So if you are keen to get early access and you are already registered as a seller, do email in so that you'll be able to receive that. Otherwise, most of the sellers should be able to receive the access probably around April or May. Yeah. Also, nevertheless, you'll be able to start using the selection guidance tool first, which should be available to most of you on Seller Central directly. We'll be sharing this recording, so don't worry if you didn't catch it in the earlier parts. Oh, I think this question, how does yestrade.id can help with sourcing rather than us going straight to the supplier? Maybe both of you would like to share more about how you help them do sourcing and what are the services you provide again. Yeah.
Margareta, maybe you can start and I will add if there's anything.
Okay, so actually we will help you as your requirement. If you're looking for like clothes or like furniture or something like that, we can help, and then you can give us your design and then also give your requirement, and then we will help you to looking for the supplier. After that, we can help you also do negotiation price and then do the developing product. After it all done, we also can help you to shipping it and then payment it. And then after it, yeah. If you also need quality assurance, we also can help you.
Yeah, and I would like to add, we also offer to pay for your suppliers in Indonesian rupiah. So if you don't have rupiah, you can just pay to us and we can help you to pay to the supplier.
Because there is a lot of Indonesian suppliers that don't have CC like that.
Yeah.
Okay, there are a lot of questions coming in. So let me quickly select the more common ones and let me see. Do you have a list of recommended trade shows that are worth attending for this year?
For this we don't have, but you can looking for in the Google. You just
Okay.
need to write Indonesian Trade Show 2020.
Yeah, to update you, because we are still in the, I think, third wave of COVID. So even us currently, we have 100% working from home. So a lot of like trade shows and events are being postponed to maybe sometime next year or at the end of this year.
Okay, let me see. There's this question that many of them are asking. What is the estimated shipping cost from Indonesia to US? So maybe I can answer this first. So the shipping cost will be heavily dependent on what kind of product you wish to bring in. So bigger product, of course, costs more. And it also depends on like how many product you want to ship in. If you want to ship in 1,000 units versus 50 units, of course, the cost will be different. So you'll need to reach out to the service provider, like all the logistic couriers that you're currently working with, or reach out to YesTrade for them to help you advise further. So regarding this, it's really very variable. But something to note is that most of the sellers, let's say if you wish to ship to US in bulk and if you want to save on cost, most of the sellers actually use sea shipping. Yeah. Yeah, correct. Okay. Yeah, regarding shipping, I will advise you to reach out to the logistic provider, or after you have decided your product, then you reach out to them to ask for a quotation, and that will be more accurate because it really varies greatly for the depending on the type of product you wish to sell. Let me see. Okay, regarding any charges from YesTrade, maybe it will be good for you to reach out to them after this webinar. I'll be sharing with you their contact information if you wish to find out more on how to source from Indonesia. Feel free to reach out to them after that. And maybe last question before we end this call. Are there any minimum order quantity or like MOQ for the products in general?
It also depends on product there. It's also MOQ can be one, depends on your product like it. Because we also have service to buy things from marketplace also.
So if you want to easily find or test products before you, because maybe it's something very new to you, you can send us the link from the marketplace and then we can buy you even just one quantity. But do bear in mind that the shipping costs will also be just for one piece. Usually with the local suppliers, the like for skincare products, maybe around 100 pieces. And for garments, it's also around 50 to 100 pieces as well. So yeah, this is just a very common MOQ, I think, but depending on the products itself, it may vary a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, all in all, I would advise all of you to firstly at least shortlist a list of product categories or product you wish to sell in. By doing your research, looking at trends online before you actually reach out to sourcing agents like Yes Trade for them to advise you further. Because if you give them a pool of categories, or if you are still unsure on what you want to sell, it will be very tough for them to advise you on even the cost. So I will strongly advise all of you to go back, review all the sourcing webinars. There are tips on how to select or shortlist the category you wish to sell in, what are the top selection on Amazon. Do review that and feel free to reach out to both of them from Yes Trade anytime, and they'll be able to advise you on all the questions that all of you have regarding cost, logistic, whether they source this product. Yeah, I would advise that. Any last advice from Stacia and Margareta before we end this session?
Yes, I think I agree with you, Ichen, because knowing what you want to sell is key before finding supplier, because it's going to be very tough road if you don't know what you want to sell. And I also advise what kind of quality products you want to sell, on which price range that you want to buy as well. Because if for a cheaper product, then we will have different manufacturers than high-end products. So yeah, I think all of these characters and criteria of your products need to be addressed first before you can, find out about the logistics and other parts of the sourcing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ichen.
Okay, with that, I think thank you both of you for joining us today and sharing such useful insights. For everyone over here, we'll be sharing, sending a follow-up email. So do keep a lookout on your email inbox within this week. And that's all. Thank you all for attending, and thank you very much. Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.